All right. Um. So, wait, why am I still streaming? Wait, just start streaming, right? Oh no, yeah, just start. All right, so question still, like I can still answer some questions. Now you can make me feel uncomfortable. Robert, yes. What does 4 says? X cubed plus what? Uh-huh. Equal to 0? All right, so so what you can do is, this is a 4 term, so it's factored by grouping. So you're gonna factor out x squared as x plus 5. And if you factor out -1, that is gonna be x plus 5 equal to 0. And then you're gonna see there is a GCF here, and you're gonna factor out x plus 5, and you left with x squared minus 1 equal to 0. And then you got x plus 5 times x plus 1 times x minus 1 equal to 0. X equal to -5, x equal to -1, x equal to 1. Yes. What does 14 says?
1 over IC.
1 over what? IC?
1 over. Is it K?
Yeah, it's
That's what I'm saying. It looked like a C.
Yeah. Okay, so 1 over K.
1 over K, okay.
Equals 1 over T.
1 over what?
T.
T, okay. All right, so let me go over, make sure, go back number 4. Does everybody understand 4? It's a factor by grouping. And the factor by grouping, once you factor out, and you got x plus 5, and then afterward you got x squared minus 1, and then you can do difference of a square. So from here to here is a difference of a square. You can factor more, and you set each factor equal to 0. Now this one, again, Brendan, do you like fractions? Okay, how do you get rid of fractions? What is the least common denominator here? Kit, okay? So if you multiply this in here, what's gonna cancel? Okay, what do you have left? There we go, plus kt equal to ki, right? Now, what are we solving for? All right, so you can circle those. You say, okay, I need to isolate this by itself. So it's probably better to move it to the right side. So I must subtract it on both sides. So if I move there, it becomes subtractions. And then you got I on 2 separate terms we talked about yesterday. We can factor out. So k minus t, sorry, kt, and then I equal to kt over k minus t. And there we go. And that's how you do a literal equation. This one I've seen on SAT as well. The panda problem and this problem has on SAT. The reason why this is on SAT is because in physics there's a resistance equation. Is to calculate like how much current like go through the wire. What's the resistance in the wires? It's 1 over R equal to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2. And in college, when I was in college, I had to solve this equation. I was like, oh, I didn't know it's gonna be useful for what I learned in Algebra 1. But in college, that you had to do this, and students are struggling to solving for R1 or solving for R2. Either one, that's very, very important. So this is a very good equation because it's actually used for practical use. Thank you. All right, next question. Get rid of fraction. Fraction's not your friend. It's not my friend either. I don't like it just as much as you should do. So you got to find a way to get rid of them. I'll take one more question. What'd you say? Jada asked a question. Congratulations. Good job. What's number 5 says?
2x minus 7 3 minus 1 8 times plus 1.
Plus 1 equal to 0?
Do the 2x squared is an equal sign.
An equal sign like this?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you like fraction?
Mhm.
How did I get rid of it? Least common denominator, which is what? Okay, so what do I do with the 3? You multiply every term by 3, not just only one term, you multiply every term. 3. Okay, so 3 times this is what?
6x.
You're doing great. What about the next one? Okay, look at the 4. Look at the 3, right? So if 3 is next to 17x over 3, the fastest way don't distribute, just simplify. Like this. And write down 1 next to it. So it'll be 17x. Does that make sense? And then multiply this by plus 3. And then you're gonna get 6x squared minus 17x minus 3. You set the equation equal to 0. Does that make sense? Now what do I do? Good, then you can use the box, right? Now, remember I said that it's probably better to use 2 and 3, but in this case, it doesn't. Because if this is 3 and 1, and there is no way, if we just do 2 and 3, it's not big enough to get to 18 or 17. So I'm gonna do 6 and 1. So that's 18x, this is x. And this is a minus sign. So it'll be 6x minus 1. And the x plus 3 equal to 0. And then 6x minus 1 equal to 0. 6x equal to 1. X equal to 1 over 6. X plus 3 equal to 0. X equal to minus 3. Now, by the way, this is called zero product property. You have to know that. I might ask you on test, what does this mean? Product property. It means anything multiplied by 0, you're going to get a 0. Then if you plug in -3 here, then that's going to be -3 plus 3. That's 0. 0 times anything on the other side. The other side could be 17. It doesn't matter. 17 times 0 is still 0. So that's how you find it. Yes.
Is that supposed to be negative instead of 1?
Oh, I misread. So this is a minus. Sorry. This is a minus. This is minus. This is plus. This is plus. So this is a plus and this is minus. Thank you. So then let me redo this part. You're gonna get here. You're gonna get 6x plus 1 equal to 0. 6x equal to -1. X equal to -1 over 6. X minus 3 equal to 0. X equal to 3. This one is very important for pre-calc because data. I'm gonna tell you data I can give you says I have a 0 at 3. I have 0 at -1 over 6. I want you to find out the equation. That means you're going backwards. That's called factor theorem. And we're going to get to that in pre-calc. Okay? All right. I'm going to teach you how to cheat. Okay. So, not cheat. Sorry, let me take that back. It's how do you check your answer? You just check if your answer is right. So let's just say number 4. You guys cheating anyway? And you guys like photo math? Click. Yeah, great. But you don't learn shit when you're doing photo math. You have to actually understand, comprehending whatever. So I might as well just teach you how to cheat rather than photo math. Because the proper way to cheat is actually look at the graph. And this is also important for calculus. Now, anybody here, even you don't score any point on test, you score 10 point on test, you score 15 point on test, score 30 point on test, score 100 point on a test, it doesn't matter. This is a very important idea. It's not cheating, it's understanding how it works. So if you look at this number 4, right? Let's rewrite this question. Let's rewrite this question. Now we're going to copy this and we're going to paste on the bottom. We said, hey, how do I know my answer is right? Oops. How do I know my answer is right? And I'm going to show you. You got to use the graphing calculator. And on the AP pre-calculus, it's really emphasized on this part. Always make sure the equation is equal to 0 though. So let's just say if you have x cubed plus 5x squared equal to x plus 5 like this, always make sure the equation equal to 0. So it's x cubed plus 5x squared minus x minus 5 equal to 0. Now, one nice thing is this. If you have this that is equal to 0, right? This is equal to 0. That means on the graph, it's also known as 0. Not only known as 0, it's known as the x-intercept. Also in math, there's another term. Can you tell me besides 0, x-intercept, there's one more name. Can you tell me the third name? No, that's completely opposite. You cannot be x-intercept, y-intercept at the same time. Well, unless you're in origin. One more thing. Yes. Roots, thank you. Very, very good job. The roots. There's one more thing called solutions. So, on your test, I might ask you, these 4 words, zeros, x-intercept, roots, and solution, they all mean exactly the same thing. Now, how do we cheat? It's not cheating, it's understanding, because they don't even learn how to use calculator. They might give you a function that you cannot factorable. What happened is it's not factorable. We don't know how to do it. Problem is not true. You're going to go in, you're just going to graph this equation before equal to 0. Anthony, pay attention. Graph that equation. You're going to graph that equation and you're going to go to decimal. So you're going to say this. This is what we're doing in calculus. Yeah. But you gotta get smart enough to get there. So one more year, and you had to pass my class. So x to the third plus 5x squared, right? Minus what? X minus 5? Okay, look at here. Where's the solution? Where's the solution? Yes. Yeah, because you look at the x-intercept. Look, they click on it. They even told you. All you gotta do is click on it. There goes the answer. You do not go to photo math. You do not go to Mathway. And if you're rich, don't flex to me, says you have Mathway Premium. I honestly don't give a shit, but this is free. And this is knowledge. Okay, so make sure all the equation equal to 0 and just graph that equation. Don't graph equal to 0. Some people graph that says equal to 0. Don't do that because you're gonna see this, and you're gonna see this thing. You cannot click on it, and that's bad. Don't do it. Just graph this part, and you will see it. Boom, boom, boom. Any answers here except the literal equation you can find over there. You can check whether your answer is correct. So if Safa make a mistake here, she got an answer, she can go verify it. Move the 503 to the other side and just type in. Okay, so this is a very important concept. It's called x-intercept, roots, and 0, they are the same. This is how you cheat. If you want to say, hey, I did my homework. Yeah, I'm gonna ask you, still gonna ask your work. But you're gonna say, hey, look, at least I find an answer. Hey, why not, right? Better than you didn't do anything. At least I know that you know how to do one concept. Now we're gonna talk about two things. We already talked about radical equation. So we're gonna talk about rational equation today and radical equation today. So let's see how much time we have. We have 13 minutes, so we can go to speed run. So we're gonna go rational equation. We're gonna go more. We're gonna go heavier. So rational equation. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'm gonna ask you to solve this equation. And you're gonna tell me that this is the biggest equation that you ever seen. Should I start with this one? This one's a bit too hard. Let's go with a little bit easier. Hold on. We're gonna you don't erase it, it's okay. You just come back to it. Go leave some space. We're gonna do this one. Okay. What can you tell me here? Bennett? Good idea, but it's not great enough. Anybody else? Yes?
No, I have that.
Okay. Well, what does that mean? Anybody else? Yes. Yeah, it doesn't help. It probably need to do that eventually, but it's probably not gonna be the first step. Right then? Huh? How? You can't really factor out 2x minus 1, but yes, you have a good idea though. You cannot really factor out 2x minus 1. Any other ideas? Yes. Oh, you have a right idea, but I don't like that term. Can you modify that term a little bit? I think you're doing too complicated. Simpler. Think simple. How do I get rid of all the fraction at the same time? Jay has a right idea, but instead of she told me that, she need to tell me something else. Emily, what do you think? Oh, no, no. Aiden, what do you think? Almost. So something between what Jay say and Aiden say. Yes, Alpha. No, that's wrong. That's got colder. Yes. No. Neil should be here. Neil will be able to answer this question. Neil's not here today. Hi, Neil. I say hi to her online. Yes.
X squared minus 1 and factor that.
What?
Oh, no. Separation. No, never mind.
Annika? No. Yes. That could be done, but that's not the first step. How about multiply this side by LCD? What's the LCD here? No, she's not wrong. Jay's not wrong. Jay just told me in the wrong form. Jay told me 2x squared minus x. What's the correct form? Got it? Say it. Or at most, I make fun of you. Everybody's gonna laugh. I lost your train of thought. Okay, you multiply by 2x times. No, sorry, you multiply by x. You multiply this by x times 2x minus 1. Yes. Why do I do that? Write it next to it. What will happen if I multiply it on the first term? What do I have left? 2x squared. What happens if you multiply it on the second term? What happens if you multiply by the third term? No. Is that much easier to look at? Why is that? Because x and 2x minus 1, guess what? If you multiply it together, that's LCD between 2 and 5. What's LCD between 2 and 5? 10. 2 times 5. It's nothing different. Now my equation much easier. Let me repeat that again. I'm going to distribute this to this to this, right? And I'm going to distribute it. And then 2x minus 1 is going to cancel out on the first term and just left with x. X times 2x is equal to 2x squared. If you multiply by the second term, the x cancel out, left with 2x minus 1. If you multiply by the third term, you're left with the x. And then that becomes an equation you know how to do. Because I'm moving that, that's going to be x minus 1, and you can factor this. I'm pretty sure you know how to factor that because that's the easy part of it. So that's going to be x equal to -1, x equal to 1/2. If you factor it, is going to be x plus 1 times 2x minus 1. Now, I'm going to talk about one more thing. Not yet done. What do I mean by not yet done? Or not done yet, whatever. What you're going to do is plug in the denominator, double check. Plug in the denominator, double check. Which one is going to cause undefined? What do you mean by undefined? It means denominator equal to 0. You have to double check which one is not the answer. Plug in. Safa? 1/2 is not an answer because 1/2 plug in 2x minus 1. What happened? 1/2 times 2x minus 1. So that's going to be 1/2 times 2 minus 1. That's equal to 1 minus 1 equal to 0. I cause this denominator equal to 0. Then that's not a solution. It's called extraneous solution. There's a name called extraneous solutions. So this is the only answers here. Extraneous. You cannot including extraneous solution. If this is on SAT, guess what? You're gonna plug in -1 and 1/2. If they give you a choice, plug in the denominator. Double check. Don't need to worry about solving it. Just double check which one's cause denominator. Get rid of extraneous solution. You're done. Move on to the next question. If you have no idea how to do it, whatever causes extraneous, whatever causes the denominator equal to 0, that's extraneous. Extraneous solution is not part of solutions. Okay, so before you do this one, I want you to do this one. So 5x over 5x minus 1 plus 1 over x equal to 1 over 5x minus 1. I'll call sound like heavy intense stuff. Yes. Yep. Remember to double check for extraneous. extraneous solution are bad. There was two type of situation that you're gonna get extraneous. One is called rational, that's called rational equation. The other one's called radical. The both R's has extraneous. There's R and extraneous. And there's another type, is things logarithm. Yeah. Logarithm. What's LCD here? Think about it, okay? Before you do it. Get rid of fraction. Now, what Robert suggested, move it to the other side. You can do that on decimals because you want to set the equation equal to 0 anyway. So you go move it on the other side. You can see the solutions. I promise you. And you're gonna see the solution that's right, that without extraneous. When is a SAT this year? Next month. Yeah. How about PSAT? Okay.
In the school, SAT for like juniors and seniors are like after the change, like next school, not next school year, but after winter break.
Okay. But there was a PSAT October, right? Okay. So we're gonna get ready for that. And after that, we're gonna prepare for AP. You done? Did you get rid of extraneous solutions? Okay. So what do you multiply here, Annika? Yep. And the nice thing is first term is gonna be what? What's the second term? 5x what? Minus 1. This is equal to what? And then 5x squared plus 4x, right? Minus 1 equal to 0. What's the factor of this one? Okay, x equal to 1 over 5, x equal to -1. Which one's the solution? And this one's not. This one's extraneous because you plug in here, it's undefined. Now you guys gonna go do this one. That's a 9. Don't worry about it. Just ask me a question. It's okay. You don't have to whisper. You're awake. That coffee does work. I guess first time you drink coffee? One thing got me really mad this year is the Starbucks is not open in the morning. Not open right now. I don't know when they're gonna open. Wait, do you work there?
No, but my friend does.
Okay, that's how you know the exact day. I usually in the morning I'll drive out to get a coffee. Now I can't even go there anywhere. The coffee is so expensive. Only white people can afford it.
What's your usual order?
Huh?
What's your like order? Reduction.
I think I don't know. I like white people drink.
Or like with stew.
Green tea iced latte. That sounds like white people drink there. You don't drink that?
No.
Let me guess. You drink that pink one. What's that pink one called? What'd you say? What is the pink drink?
It has like strawberries and coconut milk.
Yeah, what is that called?
Pink drink.
It's called pink drink?
Yeah.
Seriously? Oh my god. Yeah, I see white girls holding that all the time. I'm not racist. I'm making fun of our race. I'll come after any race that's in my room. I make fun of Chinese people too. So. Okay, multiply everything by what? X plus 3 and x minus 3. Why? Because this factor to be x plus 3, x minus 3. And then that's going to give you 2x times x plus 3. Because you can get rid of that. And then this is just exactly like this. And then this is going to be x minus 3. So your result should end up to be x equal to -6 and x equal to -1. According to here, it says x minus 6, x minus 1. This is a textbook. Yep. I can. On the weekends or on the...
Weekends, like Sundays.
Okay, I got you.
I know, but I feel like everyone's gonna go. You have like a contact.
Yeah, I'll give me your contact, or I have your mom's contact. I'll just send it to her. Okay.
Mark went down tonight. Write it down.
I have to take points off. It is what it is.
Value. I promise. That's Austin. Austin, we're talking about it. I literally, I did.
I'll ask Layla.
I got.
True.
Really? Yeah, I did the absolute value ones. Austin.
Layla just
I got that
complying.
one wrong. I got that one wrong. I got the other one right, and then.
Yeah. I'm student.
Bye.
I did half the homework, basically.
Okay. You ready? Stop being nervous. Relax. You got it wrong, but you fight too fast. That's it. You know what she did to me? I have to ask her for help. She goes like this. She goes like this. She didn't even say like anything. She's like swipe me away. She's so mean. What, you don't like Chinese people?
Not really. I'm kidding.
Yeah. It was me.
It was good.
It was alright. I don't think it's great.
You should have showed him doing the laying down.
No, we're not allowed to do that in school.
Gave him his backwards sermons and it's there.
Really?
Yeah.
What's up with you? You do have a good YouTube intro voice. Do it. But you have that voice.
guys? Good to meet you.
Yeah, you have that voice. Oh, it's a voice, that energized voice. What's up, YouTube? I can't even get that deep.
I'll give you more subscribers.
Oh my goodness. easy test. That's gonna have all year. Went to the next test. Test. Okay, calm down. You know how like square breathing?
Oh yeah.
You have to breathe like you sound like you joy. You wait. Like she's hyperventilating. She's not even square breathing. You guys okay? Not sure it's gonna change.
One minute remaining until class.
Only the last question is hard. Last
Well, honestly, the thing that
ready? Ready. It worked. Easy test, easy test. Like different. If you're nervous, write down 5 words, 4 words. I can do the shit. I can do the shit. Every time in doubt, you look at it. You sure?
Yeah.
Appreciate it. No sweets. Shanti, look at your personality. You don't want sweet? You heard you, man. The very last question, D, is an extra credit. So you don't have to do them if you don't know how to do them. They're a little bit harder than any other questions here. Huh? The last question, part D. That's our hardest question there, so that's extra credit. Everything else is you should be able to do.